My name is Rochelle Clark, and I wanted to talk to you about why it's never too late to start a PhD. My PhD journey started in 2011. I entered a PhD program in Lisbon, Portugal. And when I came towards the end of my doctoral courses, my husband's job transferred us back to Germany, and I had to leave Lisbon and go to Germany for about 4 years. And I was faced with the real kind of quandary of trying to finish my doctoral program by flying back and forth to do meetings with professors and changes to my proposal for my thesis, and raising our daughter, who at the time was I don't know, 7 or 8. My husband is a military officer, and we found out that in addition to having to go to Germany, he had to also go to Afghanistan. So that meant that it would just be me and my daughter in Germany. And so I decided to withdraw from the PhD program, and I looked into transferring to Germany, which required me to learn German, even though the classes would be in English, and I would basically be in the research mode. And so I withdrew. I spent a year learning German language and German culture in the hopes of transferring to a German school. But here's the thing, because my husband was an officer, there was a chance that we'd have to move again. And so I didn't want to have to then try to find another school. So I visited one German school, and the professor there said, Rochelle, you're probably always going to have this problem. So go back to a university that understands the military and the fact that you'll have to move a lot and can work with you. So that caused me to do some searching and to go back to Portugal, where they had a doctoral program that was mainly NATO officers or military officers or professionals who didn't necessarily live in Portugal. And because I had already finished all my doctoral coursework, and because the credits were transferable in Portugal, I applied to get into Isquete, University Institute of Lisbon, as a transfer student and was accepted. I was required to take 4 additional doctoral courses. And then after those courses, I was in the defense phase. And so by now I am already in my late 40s, and I am working on my dissertation. And then COVID comes. And then I finish my dissertation and I send it in the hopes that I'll be able to present. But because of the severe lockdowns and the illness and everything that happened under quarantine, my dissertation viva was postponed for 1 year. And so on December 11th, 2020, I was finally able to successfully defend my doctoral dissertation. And I felt absolutely elated because the journey started in 2011 and I didn't finish until December 2020. And in between, there was a transfer to Germany. There was language training, cultural training, me trying to go to a German university, and then me also transferring back to Portugal where I started. And all the while, my young daughter was watching me as I was going through this process. And I had a friend say to me, you have to finish because your daughter is watching you. As a little girl, she would always ask me, well, Mom, how long is it going to take before we can call you Dr. Clark? And I had no idea that it was going to take almost 10 years. And it was a tough 10 years because during my dissertation, my mom passed. I had to deal with chronic illness and sadness and depression from losing my mom, who was kind of like a compass for me whenever I got lost. I didn't have her to rely on anymore, and I had to be my own compass. And trust the process. And so I tell you this story to say that it's never too late. In 10 years, I still would have been 50 something years old finishing, whether or not I had a dissertation or not. It was a goal that I had, and it was one that I hoped to obtain, and it was worth all of the process that I had to go through to get there. It's never too late because as long as there's breath in you, you can still be of use. I can mentor, I can write, I can work, I can help my daughter. I can, when she gets lost and says, Mom, I don't think I can do it, I can say, yes, you can. I did it, and I'm going to help you get through it too. Life is short, and if you have a dream, I absolutely recommend that you go for it, that you don't make excuses for yourself, that you realize that it's going to be tough, that 10 years, who knows what's going to happen to you, whether you're working on your dissertation or not, whether you're working on a goal or not. If it's in your heart, believe that God put it there for a reason, that your gifts and your talents, if you believe in a higher power, will be used, that they're necessary and they're important, and that your dreams are necessary and important, and your impact on others when you finish or as you're going through this process are necessary and important. So I hope I've convinced you to, even though I had a crazy, circuitous route, that it was important, that it was necessary, and I'm grateful that I did it. And I encourage you, if you have a dream, if you're 40, if you're 50, or you're 60, no matter how old you are, if you want a PhD, you go after it. Age is nothing but a number. It does not determine whether or not you'll succeed, whether or not you'll be good. And it doesn't determine whether or not it'll be a good experience or a bad experience. But I just say this, PhD is a struggle. It'll push you in ways you didn't think were possible. Take care of your mental health. Self-care is important. Try to balance with your family and your friends, because they're going to be your life raft when you feel as if you're getting lost through all the research, through all the data, through all the crazy. You're going to need them to rely on and to help you get through to the other side. So I'm cheering you on. This is a race that you can win, but you got to put in the effort. This is an absolute marathon, and you can make it to the finish goal if you really want it bad enough. And if you get lost, reach out to help from someone like me. I'm on Twitter, Michelle L. Clark, to cheer you on and to tell you that you can do it. So thank you for listening to my story. I wish you luck in your journey as you pursue your PhD. You got this.
If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more academia related content, then please subscribe to the PhD Place YouTube channel.